Welcome, everyone. Let's begin our lesson for today by going over the learning goals and success criteria. First, what are we learning? We're learning how to solve systems of equations algebraically using the elimination method. How are we learning it? Through the systems of equations using Elimination Part I notes and the systems of equations using Elimination Part I assignment. When can we use this information? To find economic solutions to financial problems, such as income versus expenses and supply versus demand. How do you know you learned it? By getting a score of 4 on the systems of equations using Elimination Part I assignment. Now let's take a look at our agenda for today. We will begin by going over the learning goals and success criteria. While we do that, you'll fill out your Get It Started. Once you've completed your Get It Started, we'll go over it together and answer any questions that you may have. After that, we'll go over the solving systems of equations using Elimination Part I notes, and then I'll give you time to complete the solving systems of equations using Elimination Part I assignment. Once you've completed the assignment, we'll go over it together and answer any questions that you may have. At the end of class, we'll go back over our learning goals and success criteria while you fill out your Before You Go. Your only homework for tonight is to continue working on the Systems of Linear Equations study guide and any incomplete assignments that you may have. Let's take a look now at the solving systems of equations using Elimination Part I notes. The notes begin with the learning goals and success criteria. Now let's take a look at how we can graph systems of linear equations. So all this really means is we're going to graph both of these lines at the same time. So on the first one, we'll go ahead and graph this. So we're going to plot our y-intercept, which is -2. So we're going to go down 2 and plot our point. And the slope is 1/3. So we're going to go up 1 to the right 3, plot our point, and connect the dots. So just like we did earlier, that's the same thing we're going to do now. Now, we're just going to plot the second line on the same graph. So my y-intercept for this one is 3. So I'm going to go up 3 and plot my point. And my slope is -1/2. So I'm going to go down 1 to the right 2, connect the dots. And notice now I have a point where they intersect, which is right there. That is considered the solution to the system of equations. Now let's talk about how we can solve this without having to graph. So if we're given something like this, 3x minus 2y is equal to 24 and 3x plus 2y is equal to 12, we're going to go ahead and solve this using what we call elimination. So here are the steps. First step is we're going to check for opposite x values or y values. Now opposites mean they have the same integer but with opposite signs. So for instance, we have a +3 and a +3. Those are not opposites. We have a -2 and a +2. Those are opposites. So these two represent opposites. So if we have opposite x or y values, we're going to go ahead and add the equations together. So we're going to add the entire equation. So we'll add these up. So we add 3x plus 3x and we get 6x. -2y and 2y is equal to 0, right? So that's the elimination part. We eliminated the y's. And then 12 plus 24 is 36. So we end up with 3x is equal to 36. Now we're going to solve for x. So 6 is being multiplied by x, so I undo it by dividing. So we divide both sides by 6 and we get x is equal to 36 divided by 6 is 6. So that's x. Now we know the x coordinate of where they cross, but now we need to get the y coordinate. So we're going to plug 6 in for x into one of the two equations. It doesn't matter which equation you pick as long as you plug in x as being 6. So we'll go ahead and pick this one. We'll pick the first one. And we're going to plug 6 in where x is. So instead of being 3x minus 2y is equal to 24, it's going to be 3 times 6 minus 2y is equal to 24. So 3 times 6 is 18. So we get 18 minus 2y is equal to 24. We need to get rid of this 18. So we're going to subtract 18 to get rid of that. And we're left with -2y is equal to 24 minus 18 is 6. We'll divide both sides by -2, and we get y is equal to -3. Let's look at another example. We have -3x plus 2y is equal to 24, and 3x plus 2y is equal to 12. So again, we're going to check for opposite x values or y values. Well, we have a -3 and a +3, so those are opposites. So we're good, we can begin. So we're going to go ahead and add the equations together. So we add these together and these cancel out. And we're left with 2y plus 2y is 4y. And 24 plus 12 is 36. So we have 4y is equal to 36. Then we'll solve for y. So we're going to divide both sides by 4, and we get y is equal to 36 divided by 4 is 9. So now we know the y coordinate of where they cross, but now we need the x coordinate. So we're going to plug it into one of the equations. Again, it doesn't matter which equation we plug it into. So we'll go ahead and pick the second one. So instead of putting y, though, we're going to put 9. So this is 3x plus 2 times 9 is equal to 12. Well, 2 times 9 is 18. So we get 3x plus 18 is equal to 12. We're going to subtract 18 from both sides, and we get 3x is equal to 12 minus 18 is negative 6. We'll divide both sides by 3, and we get x is equal to negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. So they cross when x is negative 2 and y is 9. Now there's a video here that shows you how to check systems of linear equations in Desmos. So go ahead and watch that video. Let's talk now about how we can use Desmos to check our work when dealing with systems of linear equations. So first thing we're going to do is go to desmos.com, which is here, and we're going to click on Graphing Calculator. Now, this allows us to type in our equations over here. So let's go ahead and put in an equation. So let's say it's y equals 2x minus 4. So there's our first equation. Now we're going to type in our second equation. So we're going to go to the line below it, and let's say it's y equals negative 2x plus 4. So there's my two lines, and if I go to where the two lines intersect and click on it, I can see that it gives me the coordinates of exactly where the two lines intersect. They intersect at x equals 2 and y equals 0. So this would be the solution to my system of equations. And I can do this by inputting any two equations and then going to the point of intersection and clicking on it. It will tell me what the coordinate of that is, with the x coordinate first and the y coordinate second. So this is how you can check your work using Desmos when dealing with systems of linear equations. Let's take a look now at the solving systems of linear equations using Elimination Part I assignment. The assignment begins with the learning goals and success criteria. If we scroll down, we can see the questions. So we're going to solve using elimination, and it says to check your work using Desmos. So we have opposite coefficients here, so we know our x's are going to cancel, and we have negative 2y plus 8y is 6y, and negative 12 plus negative 24 is negative 36. So 6y is equal to negative 36. So we divide both sides by 6, we get y is equal to negative 6. So this one's not going to be the correct answer because it says y equals 6. This one says y equals 6, so it's got to be this one here. We can check it to make sure that it's not no solutions, but when we plug it back in, we'll see that this is the correct answer. So we'll do that for each of these. We'll answer each of the questions, and all of them should already have opposite coefficients, so that's okay. You'll just go ahead and work through each of these questions until you get to the end. Once you get to the end, you'll click Next. This will take you to your Before You Go. Go ahead and fill out your Before You Go, and then submit your work on Google Classroom.